okay, that they have quietly separated. This ain't their first separation though, okay? Every time they get, into they fight and...
Welcome back to Star Hush, where the drama never sleeps. It looks like Angela Simmons has finally had it with Yo Gotti's games, because she just dropped him like a bad habit. Trust me, this breakup didn't happen in a vacuum. Rumors of cheating have been swirling for months, but now the gossip on the streets is next level. Word is, Yo Gotti got his side piece pregnant, and now another baby is on the way. Knowing Gotti chased Angela for years, you'd think he'd show some respect. But apparently loyalty wasn't part of the deal. And now Angela's not just walking away, she's preparing to serve up some savage revenge, and it's about to be chaotic. Here's the full breakdown. Those rumors didn't start yesterday. Back in 2023, Gossip of the City dropped hints that Gotti and Angela were broken up, or at least on thin ice, because he was spotted sneaking around with his nurse boo during a trip to the area hotel in Vegas. They tried to pass it off saying they were on a break at the time, so it wasn't technically cheating. But come on, nobody was buying that. That story crumbled fast when more sources started speaking up.
Quietly gone their separate ways, Brad. They say Angela felt like, honey, she was putting in more effort than she was getting back, honey. Now, they're saying Yo Gotti's schedule was nonstop, studios, business, appearances, and she started out feeling...
And now this latest baby bombshell looks like the defining moment in Angela's breakup. If even half of it's true, things are about to get wild. Word on the curb is that this nurse Gotti's all hugged up with now might actually be the same. One he was entertaining while he was publicly professing his love for Angela Simmons. That means while he was putting on a whole show about Angela being his dream girl, he may have never cut off his previous flame. From the outside looking in, it seemed like he had cleaned up his act. He was posting Angela, showing out like she was his everything, but now it's giving fake storyline vibes. People are starting to believe Gotti was running a double play. The entire time, Angela in the spotlight and this other lady in the shadows. It's a bad look, especially now that more tea is coming to light because rumor has it the same nurse boo is pregnant. Yes, allegedly Gotti's expecting a whole baby with her, and the timeline is looking messy. Okay, so they've quietly separated. This ain't their first separation either. Every time they fight, word leaks, but this time insiders say it's real, they just haven't announced it yet. Which is weird because they've announced everything else. Insiders are whispering that this pregnancy wasn't some surprise hookup. It might have been a whole situation going on low-key for a while. And when Angela found out, she didn't walk away quietly. No, sis was heated. According to folks close to her, she went off on Gotti in a major way. The energy was straight up fed up. Some say she emotionally crashed and snapped, letting him have it for playing her so publicly and privately. Reportedly, she didn't just pack her bags and bounce, she trashed Gotti's place. She really thought what they had was solid. Let's not forget she even forgave him once before when he cheated on her with his ex. That alone had people raising eyebrows, but she still believed in their relationship and gave him another chance. After that whole scandal, they did the usual routine. Talked things out, made promises, and of course Gotti swore up and down that he was a changed man. Angela, always trying to find the good, took him back. Just when it looked like they were back on solid ground, boom, he went all out for her birthday. Gotti didn't hold back. He reportedly spent close to $500,000 on lavish gifts to prove how much she meant to him. He dropped around $300,000 on a Crocodile Himalaya Kelly Birkin bag, one of the rarest bags out there, and that wasn't it. He added a matching, diamond-encrusted Himalayan watch that cost another $100,000. That man was throwing money like confetti. Insiders said Angela was stunned, jaw on the floor, shocked when she opened those presents. One source said, Gotti loves to go all out for Angela on her birthday. He's super thoughtful with gifts and always finds exclusive, hard-to-get pieces. And that's what makes this all so insane. These men will spend wild money, make grand gestures, show up like Prince Charming, yet still can't stay loyal. After everything, he turned around and did the exact same thing again. Cheated repeatedly. And now, allegedly, he's expecting a baby with someone else. That's wild. The worst part? He spent years chasing Angela like she was the prize of the century. You remember back in 2015 when Gotti shot his shot in the boldest way possible. That line from his track, Down in the DM, is iconic. And I just followed Angela Simmons, boy. I got a crush on Angela Simmons. He wasn't subtle. He made It his whole mission to get her attention. Back in the day, Gotti was not holding back at all. He put his whole heart on the track, basically putting his feelings on blast for the entire world to hear. That wasn't just a casual shout-out. It was a bold move. He wasn't sliding into her DMs quietly. He made it public like, everybody needs to know I want her. That bar instantly became one of the most talked about lyrics in hip-hop for months. People were hyped. The way he shot his shot was so clear, so direct. Folks couldn't stop. Buzzing. Everyone wanted to know, was Angela going to respond? Could this actually turn into something? There was this low-key excitement in the air, like maybe we were watching the beginning of a real love story unfold. A lot of people were rooting for it too. Fans were hoping Angela would acknowledge it, maybe hit him back with some love or even just a playful response. But nah. Angela came through with the coldest curve in the game. She straight up hit him with radio silence. No comment, no repost, no emoji, not even a little like on Instagram. Nothing. People started wondering if she was just playing it cool or if they were keeping things hush-hush to avoid the media circus. Then, when the rumors started heating up, Angela finally broke the silence, but it wasn't what people expected. She stepped forward and respectfully shut it all down. She let folks know that while she appreciated the attention and thought it was flattering, nothing romantic was going on between them. But it definitely wasn't just business as usual. Let's be real. Even back then, fans were side-eyeing everything, especially after it came out that Angela and Yo Gotti had actually been having private convos behind the scenes. Things started to get real interesting when Angela invited Gotti to the launch party for her brand FFG. And no, this wasn't some polite group invite. This was personal. Gotti showed up solo, cameras flashing, media going wild, and the two of them were snapped looking way too cozy to pass off as just casual. Naturally, the whole internet went wild. Fans were losing it online, talking about how this had to be the moment they made it official. After all the bold lyrics, the open admiration, the DMs, the song shoutouts, now Gotti is showing up front and center at her event. It was giving main character energy, and people were convinced these two had finally taken it offline and into real life romance. But just when the rumor mill hit top speed, Angela jumped in again and pumped the brakes hard. She wasn't letting the chatter get out of hand. She came forward and made it crystal clear just because Gotti showed up to her event didn't mean anything was going on romantically. According to her, it was nothing more than mutual respect and support, two grown folks showing love for each other's businesses, period. But fans weren't exactly buying it, especially after seeing those photos. People swore up and down that the chemistry was undeniable. From the body language to the way they smiled in each other's presence, it had everyone thinking, nah, something is definitely going on here. Surprisingly though, Gotti backed her up in interviews. He kept it real and confirmed what she said. Yeah, he had been sending her gifts, dropping flowers, and going all out trying to win her over. But Angela, she just wasn't feeling him like that. She was kind, respectful, and classy about it. But romance, that door stayed shut. And honestly, fans started feeling bad for Gotti at one point. It looked like he was out here making a genuine effort publicly and privately, just to end up getting curved again. For a minute, he had the whole internet rooting for him, thinking maybe persistence would finally pay off. Yeah, he came to my event, so he gave me some flowers. Yeah, they were really nice. So, you're not together? No. He shot his shot, though. He's a nice guy. And I'm flattered by everything. But we're not... He said he was really in your DMs. But he really did. I didn't see. Because I don't really check my DMs, but I got a bunch of them, but I didn't see. Yeah, you get a bunch of them, I'm sure, I just didn't see it. See, I only noticed in your DMs. Angela, let us see your DMs. Right now, can we take a look? I don't have my phone. Great answer. Then, just when we thought the dust had settled, boom, the whole story flipped. Turns out Gotti wasn't exactly the free man he made himself out to be. Word started spreading that, while he was out here throwing flowers and sweet talk at Angela, he had another woman quietly posted up in the background the whole time. Things got extra messy when Gotti himself dropped a little gem in an interview, casually revealing that he gave one of his baby mamas $100,000 for Valentine's Day. Yes, you heard? That right, $100,000, he didn't say straight up that they were still romantically involved. But come on, now who's giving someone they're done with 100 racks for Valentine's Day? It wasn't Christmas, not even a birthday. It was a day for lovers. Now he could have played it like it was for the kids or something, family related, but Valentine's Day that raised eyebrows real quick and folks stopped feeling sorry for him. Fans were no longer buying the whole heartbroken admirer storyline. Suddenly, it made sense why Angela might have been keeping him at arm's length. If she had even an ounce of awareness that Gotti still had ties with one of his baby mama's ties strong enough to involve that kind of money, then no wonder she was never Alan. Honestly, that explanation seemed to click with people more than Angela simply not being interested. It looked like maybe she had been peeping game the whole time and was moving real smart, protecting her peace, keeping her distance, and dodging a situation she knew could get complicated fast. But just when folks were ready to leave it at that, Angela came through with a twist. No one saw coming out of nowhere. No build-up, no soft launch. She hit the internet with a shocker. She was engaged. People were shook to the core. Nobody even knew she was seriously dating anyone, let alone preparing to walk down the aisle. The whole thing was airtight. No hints, no leaks, no soft focus. Instagram teases. Angela played it like a pro. While people were still trying to catch their breath from the engagement reveal, she doubled down and hit the world with another bombshell. Then boom, plot twist number 2 hit even harder. Angela wasn't just engaged, she was also expecting her first baby back-to-back surprises. And the whole timeline was losing it. Nobody saw it coming. Like, woo. Not only had she moved on, but she was building a whole new life on the low. Now let's be real for a second. Gotti had to be somewhere sitting in the dark, staring at the ceiling. Probably phone on Do Not Disturb playlist on shuffle. Something dramatic like heartbreak. Kids in the background after all that effort he put in. Years of shooting his shot lyrics, love declarations, the flowers, the showing up, and she just popped. Out engaged and pregnant. Yeah, that hit had to hurt deep. He probably saw that Instagram post and instantly regretted ever being so loud about his crush. All that public admiration just for her to move on without even blinking. And Gotti didn't stay quiet for long. He put it all into music. In his track. Save It For Me, he dropped some lyrics that had fans doing a double take. He said, "Pastor number D'Angelo, I thought I had her man cuffed and married. That made me mad. I respect it, I'm moving on. But the truth is, I want her bad. My baby mama was upset. I ain't her last forever." Who the man basically admitted he was still tied up with his baby mama, while wishing Angela had stuck around and waited. Like what, you're still deep in a whole situation with another woman, dropping $100,000 Valentine's Day gifts. But you mad Angela didn't sit on the bench until you figured it out. Let's be honest, Angela was never about to sign up for any kind of shared situation. She's not trying to play second to anybody. And even though Gotti poured out his heartbreaking lyrics, he probably didn't wallow too long, because that's when fans did what fans do best. They went digging, and what they uncovered about Angela's mystery fiancé. Now that opened up a whole new can of tea. Now let's talk about that mystery man Angela was once engaged to, because when the tea spilled, it had everybody clutching their pearls. Turns out his background was way messier than folks expected. His past wasn't just a little shady. He had a full-on record with serious accusations attached to his name. From issues involving women to disturbing domestic incidents, the streets were buzzing with worry, and the headlines didn't hold back. Social media caught fire, and people were genuinely asking, how did Angela, someone with such a clean image and legacy, end up linked to someone like him? Fans were stunned, but Angela wasn't backing down. She stood firm and made it clear she wasn't going to abandon him because of his past. She said he had turned a new leaf and wasn't the same person he used to be. She showed loyalty and rode for him publicly, even when folks were raising serious red flags. But of course, the whispers didn't stop there. More rumors started flying, claiming Angela's fiancé wasn't exactly keeping things faithful. Word on the block was that he was stepping out on her too. And even though the talk got louder, Angela stayed quiet, always defending him and pushing back against the noise, trying to make it work. But love can only cover up so much, and eventually the truth couldn't be ignored anymore. By 2017, yeah, the timing was way too perfect to ignore. Angela ends things with Daniel Jacobs, and boom, Suddenly, Gotti's back on the scene in single two. Fans were eating it up like popcorn at a movie. After years of near misses, missed connections, and cold shoulders, people started whispering that maybe, just maybe, the stars were finally aligning for them. And this time, the whispers turned into full-blown chatter when Angela and Gotti were finally spotted together, out in public, looking very cozy. Social media lit up. The couple that had been a what if for nearly a decade was finally giving fans what they'd waited for. There were no more cryptic posts, no vague interviews. Angela and Gotti were officially on. They hit the red carpet together, posted matching vacation pics, and even gave subtle shout-outs in interviews. The chemistry that fans claimed to see all those years ago, it was undeniable now. But now, looking back at everything, the songs, the curves, the missed chances, it almost feels bittersweet. After everything Gotti did to win her over, all the patience and persistence, it seemed like he finally got his dream girl. But even fairy tales come with fine print. Because the very thing that took nearly a decade to build, it unraveled just as fast once betrayal rumors and baby drama came to light. Gotti fumbled the bag after getting it. So now, fans are left wondering, was the love ever real? Or was it always just a fantasy that looked better from the outside? Either way, one thing's for sure. This love story might not have had a happy ending, but it'll go down as one of the messiest, most talked about situations hip-hop romance ever gave us. Yeah, at that point, the fairy tale turned into a full-blown scandal. The kind of scandal that doesn't just rattle a relationship, it shakes the whole foundation. People went from shipping Angela and Gotti to questioning if she even knew what she had walked into. Because when a man you just publicly declared your love for is suddenly connected, even indirectly, to something as dark as a murder-for-hire allegation, that's not tabloid mess, that's real-life danger. And even though Gotti wasn't named, directly as being involved, the fact that his brother was being called out in court had the streets buzzing with suspicion. The timing couldn't have been worse. Angela had just made this huge emotional investment, stepping into the spotlight with Gotti after years of keeping her distance. And now, she was caught in the crossfire of one of the most explosive moments in Memphis hip-hop history. The whispers about infidelity were already cracking the perfect couple image. But the Dolph situation? That was next level. It painted a completely different picture. Suddenly, this wasn't just about heartbreak. It was about reputation, safety, and self-respect. Angela's fans, who had supported the relationship so hard, flipped almost overnight. They were flooding her comments, urging her to run, to get out while she still could. People weren't just dragging Gotti anymore. They were begging Angela to choose peace over drama. And the worst part? She stayed silent. No clapbacks, no confirmations, no denials. That silence? It was loud. Loud enough that everyone knew. Something was going down behind the scenes, and it probably wasn't good. This wasn't just a messy love story anymore. It was a cautionary tale. One that reminded everyone watching that not all that glitters on Instagram is gold. Angela had waited years to give Gotti a chance. But when she finally did, it came wrapped in controversy, secrets, and the kind of baggage no one signs up for. Whew, what a roller coaster. From unreturned love to cheating scandals, court headlines, and now betrayal, Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti's story has officially reached soap opera status. Angela stayed loyal through it all. The cheating whispers, the headlines tying Gotti's name to serious cases, even when fans begged her to walk away, she held it down. And just when it seemed like they had made it through the worst, Gotti turned around and started a whole new family with his ex. 7 years of chasing Angela, dropping lyrics, showing up at her events, making public declarations, only to flip the script after finally getting her. That's not just a betrayal, it's wild disrespect. Fans are stunned, not just by the mess, but by the fact that Angela gave him everything: support, silence, and loyalty, only to end up heartbroken again. Now the question is real. Is Angela finally done, or will she ride through even more drama? Because at this point, it's not about love, it's about protecting her peace and her child. Gotti's name being tied to major street drama had people worried, but this move, it might be what pushes her over the edge. Drop your thoughts in. The comments. Should she stay or walk away for good? Like this video if you're still recovering from the tea, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives. See you next time, my stars and hushers.